What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking, y'all? Back with some more reaction video content, this time from the CP3 Chris Paul, the people they like to call the point god universe. Shout out to CP3 the GOAT. Great supporter here. Basketball historian, knows a lot about the game. Loves his insight, loves his opinion. All right, so this video is from the greatest YouTube channel on earth for basketball highlights, Maximilian711. The Point God, Best 2007-2008 Highlights by Chris Paul. Now, this is a very special season for Chris Paul. The 2007-2008 season, I remember this like yesterday. This was his best chance of getting MVP. He finished second in MVP voting to Kobe Bryant. And honestly, had the Lakers not acquired Pau Gasol in that blockbuster deal to catapult the Lakers and give Kobe just the right amount of help he needed to go on that second half of the season run, Chris Paul more than likely would have got MVP over Kobe Bryant. I believe that 2007-2008 season also marked the first season for the return of the New Orleans Hornets after they were playing in Oklahoma City because of Hurricane Katrina. This was really CP3's really big breakout season and only his third year. And it was like, yeah, this guy had arrived. Sensational player, sensational playmaker, sensational passer, damn good defender, snub-nosed pit bull, didn't play no games, always went to work, always had his hard hat on, a no-nonsense type of guy. I can appreciate that. And it's funny because I appreciate and like Chris Paul more now than I ever did in the past. And at that time, the best point guard in the league, that debate was really between Chris Paul and Darren Williams of the Utah Jazz. See, people forget that. That was the argument back then. Darren Williams or CP3. And Darren Williams has been forgotten about. He didn't last as long as CP3, but damn, he was a damn good point guard. That season, Chris Paul also led the league in assists and also his career high in assists with over 11.5 assists per game. Almost 3 steals per game. Over 21 points per game. Played 80 games. Shot 48% from the field, damn near 49% from the field. Shot about 37% from three-point land. 85% from the charity stripe. Also grabbed 4 rebounds for you. Sensational season. Can't take nothing from him. Led that Hornets team into the playoffs. Lost in 7 games in the second round to the San Antonio Spurs, who were the defending champions at the time. Chris Paul is one of the best players I've ever seen that could really curl around those picks and those screens, especially with the basketball and those picks, curling so tight and just disappear. Chris Paul's a fantastic ball handler, really tight dribble, was great with both hands, left and right. It wasn't as flashy with the passes as some of the other great point guards, but he got the job done and would deliver beautiful passes nonetheless. Can't take that away from that guy. Very deceptive with the ball dribbling too. He really mastered that. Putting the ball out in front of him, spinning it like that. Defenders didn't know what to do. They kind of just freeze up. Next thing you know, he blow by him or do a tap pass or a shovel pass or a bounce pass. But when he spin that ball, shuffle his little feet sometimes, defenders didn't know how to react when that ball was spinning in front of him. He mastered that. He really did. Chris Paul had a damn good floater too. And a nice touch off the glass. And occasionally, Chris Paul, see, people don't know about this. Occasionally, CP3 will put you on a poster. He could get up there. I think he dunked on Dwight Howard one season. Dwight Howard, one of the greatest defensive players, put him on a poster. One hand style. Damn. Am I mistaken? Did he not dunk on? I know Rondo dunked on Dwight Howard, but I'm pretty sure CP3 did too. Hold on. Yep, I was right. I was not mistaken. CP3 definitely dunked on D12. Anywho, this video is about 20 minutes long. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and let's watch one of the greatest point guards to ever do it displayed masterful basketball in one of his greatest seasons ever. Arguably his greatest season. The other one that rivals would be his next season, 2008-2009 campaign. But he led the Hornets to 56 wins in this season here. All right, let's get into it.
Sudden he's got something to play for.
Yeah, and that's important. Every player wants to prove other people.
Mid-range, nasty in the mid-range.
Paul, that'll count if it goes, and it does. West kicks it out to Paul. They leave him wide open, and he makes them pay with it. The turnover. Paul comes up with it. Paul to Peterson, and there's Paul again, and there's another steal. Paul comes up with a steal, and Paul is going to go to the hole.
After Grant Hill or Roger Bell, and he refused to do it.
And here's Paul taking in the guy. Rebound.
Well, that's why the left hand comes into play. Brian wanted to shoot with the right, and he didn't get a good angle.
Paul Hill loses the handle. Paul back the other way. 3-on-1. Stojakovic. This time Barbosa is in.
I love Chris Paul's game, man.
Really do great for their confidence. No doubt about it.
They've done quarter well, but fighting right back the Hornets. Here is Paul ducking inside. Boy, is he quick. Nice job on him defensively.
Yes, he is.
Out it comes to Paul. Long three, as that will count. Have cut it to 2. Inside, 7 to go. Paul pulls up, got it. Diao kicks it outside. Deflected by Paul. Paul able to connect. Smashes 4 of 8 behind the line. 24 points. Paul back the other way. Ducks in. Count it, and he'll go to the line. 2:26 to go in overtime. Paul goes inside, pulls up, and gets it done.
Get back. Paul will make you pay.
Bounce pass inside the Parker.
Simple passes.
Ball deflected,
not making the game difficult.
Takes his time.
Paul picks it up and watch the wheeling and dealing right there.
Fine, so he could still shoot.
Yeah, he looks fit.
Though, here comes Stojakovic, gives it to the quicker player, and Paul with the finish.
20 points a game and 11 assists, so a fantastic. Go to work.
Good defense from Lee. Paul spots up and hitting in against Lee. Paul again spots up, and you know it's just been trying to watch him as Paul hits another shot.
He's on the offense, undaunted by the double teaming.
Paul again. Paul locked to Chandler. That time 2 points and 8 rebounds. Paul quickly down the other end. Oh, he puts it in and a foul.
Regain his composure. And right there is shaking and baking. And the hang time and the finish. So we return that man at the line.
But can't convert. Here's Paul.
Paul trying to take them out of their misery.
Oh, beautiful.
A lot of zigging and zagging. There's a zig, another zag. An excellent bank off the glass. So
Paul, alley-oop to Chandler. Oh, what a pass.
The way Paul is now with the alley-oop passes and the big hoops.
Paul to the basket, banks it in, and a foul.
Him and David West had a great pick and roll and pick and pop game.
Tantalized him.
David West was stroking from that mid-range.
Tyson Chandler, easy one. The big difference when Chandler's not on the floor.
There's no question, but Roney does a great job of getting the inside position. I'm glad he didn't try, though. I mean,
Paul.
Good pass.
Spaced it, and he knew it. Stojakovic.
Major.
Chris Paul, you could say he's got eyes behind his head, but he saw him.
well, he knew where he was all the time.
He saw him who was going to be. Chris Paul, he had to get rid of it in a hurry. He's back because he had Chandler coming into the play. On the back door, Chris Paul got the best of Javaris Critton. The Hornets, who led by as many as 14. Dribble penetration, Chris Paul. Not too bad, is it?
Got injured. I mean, that was a shot that he could make with regularity.
He's short. You could see it out of his hands. And Chris Paul has a 3-on-1. It'll be Chandler, and that's a great catch. A low pass. Tyson Chandler will go to the line looking for the three-point play. Not easy for the big guy to, because there was a miss. Chris Paul leaves it on for Chandler. He knew where he was wanting. 4 for Stojakovic. Paul trapped in the paint, gets out.
Well, you can't leave him.
He's got 30.
Shoot.
Don't leave him. Butler. Almost down. And a lot better than the last free throw.
This
didn't stop the ball, and Paul will go the distance. 12 points for Chris Paul, 17 assists. Wants to go to Chandler, and Chandler shooters. Rasul Butler.
Killing him on the lob plays.
In the middle. It'll be an opportunity.
Kyle Lowry's giving Chris
Fisher's gonna do that with him.
He's forcing that shot. And then Paul gets his own miss over Milicic. Chandler was knocked away. It's a turnover. Pargo feeding Chris Paul. Grizzlies do not have a foul to give. 14 fouls for the Grizzlies. Paul with the jumper puts it in. Chandler gets
Pargo was on that team.
Paul has to crank up a three and put it in. Boy. Paul for three. And a lob for Chandler. West backing down against Miller. Paul has hit a couple of threes. He's hit another one.
He's got the matchup the Grizzlies like.
And Chris Paul just blows by everybody. And Eli back on the floor, inside out. Paul. Another three for Chris Paul.
Go for 2-3 zone. Well, first of all, that usually makes people shoot from the outside, but it also
Tight
buys
dribble.
your guys.
Paul steps up for three.
That's just crazy. Get back and play some defense.
Grizzlies need a stop. Paul.
Gee.
Yeah, if it
5, Chandler has 4. Grizzlies, Pau Gasol has 4, and so does Kyle Lowry. That's an eternity. If you
Little did Pau know he would be a Laker soon.
Paul with a lob, and Chandler the reverse. Grizzlies. Chris Paul, old-fashioned three-point play. And then his 9th assist of the night. 3-point lead, under 2.5 remaining in the first overtime. Paul, the crossover, and a step-back gun that goes.
Paul up top, Pete. He wants the whole court to go down low. You see the 1-4 set. You don't see anybody else in the play.
High screen by Chandler. Paul to the cup, laid it in with 1.8. And then Chris Paul adding to his career-best night. 43 for Chris Paul. He has done it all tonight for New Orleans.
7 seconds left. Paul makes his move. Acceleration to the rim. Banks it in. With 2.6
Oh, my favorite point guard of all time, Jason Kidd.
Chris Paul, what an electrifying talent.
Oh, on Curry. So he's got 3 fouls now.
It's better when you're seeing ball penetration into the paint.
And Chris Paul. Chris Paul in the lane. And he drops it home. Paul.
Yeah, that touch off glass, man.
Pick and roll.
Spin. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
This tip right at the rim. And the fadeaway jump shot.
Crowd is quiet. 63-60 Hornets. Paul.
Too deep.
Really missed that mid-range game.
Chris Paul, screen and roll. Down the lane he comes, throw it up and in. Out by Chandler. Nuggets got a box. And Chris Paul.
David West is out for New Orleans, and Paul. He can get that anytime he wants to. His first miss of the game.
Paul gets from three-point land.
Why not? Tried to shoot that jumper, and McGrady came out and blocked. Chris Paul taking it inside, picked up the dribble, and nobody came over.
Good little net hedge there.
First basket of the game for Dikembe. Tyson to Chris Paul.
Tyson Chandler was eating, man, eating.
Alley-oop again to Chandler. These two teams can score.
No, he loves playing with CP.
Neither one are really out of a game, and here's Paul bringing him back. Ditto for the Hornets. Again, the pick and roll. And again, a basket by Chris with a 9-point lead. Chris Paul puts it up and in.
Oh, they coming off that. You see point guards averaging 20 points, over 10 assists. You got some real leaders out there.
Ooh, beautiful way to keep the dribble alive there.
But he has a tendency to want to run the offense.
Two right on the alley-oop. 5. Novak 2 for 3. Austin 3 for 6. T-Mac 2 for 6. And guess who scored? The goal line with him. Of course, Darren Williams went right ahead of him in the draft. And he hasn't turned out too badly either. There's Chris Paul out the results at the other end. Chris Paul to the basket, and he's fouled. And now, if you're going to foul a guy, you can't let him make it.
Kept his right hand free, and he's strong enough to absorb the contact.
Chris Paul, unbelievable.
Come on, Ray for Austin.
Paul says, take that.
An unbelievable 8 assists. Chris Paul sets. He's got 35 points and 9 helpers. And Chris Paul hits.
We're trying to keep him in the game.
Chris Paul just great baskets. Tyson Chandler to go 18 in a row, but they'll join some pretty select company Tyson Chandler, that's about the...
So that if he dribbles towards half court. Now, early on, Dallas was in a 3-2 zone.
Off the Stackhouse miss, Paul with the push. The guy who's going to finish 1, 2, or 3 in the MVP race to Chandler.
Now just keep an eye in the middle of the floor. You're seeing Chandler come down. Well, you say, wow, he was wide open. The reason he was open is because Dampier was over trying to help out.
Paul over Kidd. I'll take my chances with him.
I don't remember who was included in that Jason Kidd trade this season to the Dallas Mavericks.
Nowitzki and Josh Howard had 19 points for the Mavs in
Tough,
the first.
tough basket.
That big basket by Paul gets it at the end. After one in game one.
Now, after that, they played strictly man-to-man.
Nice take by Paul. Gets all the way in for 2.
Led 46%.
A lot of contact. Paul able to convert.
Point. Right now, we know that Chris Paul, he's got to get going. He had a nice half, very quietly. Bench points would be critical in this series. Unfortunately for New Orleans, the bench came in and we're only 3 for
with us. First points of the quarter for the Mavs. Paul on the run. That's 3 field goals. Paul finds an open spot.
Chandler came over and really intimidated him.
Ooh, split him.
Nice split of the double, and Paul did a good job finding the open man, but the miss. Paul on the run with Peterson.
Got to get a layup.
And 1.
Lot of heart. Lot of heart.
Chris Paul makes great decisions. He really knows when to go all the way. 18-foot game.
And he takes it pass to Paul, to the basket.
Oh, yes!
Hornets lead.
Great play right here by Bonzi Wells. Now watch the finish.
Yo, I used to love Bonzi Wells, man. I like Bonzi Wells.
To Chandler.
Nice.
Didn't get it.
Got to push. You got an advantage here.
After Chandler's 12th rebound, CP3.
Ooh, dancing on him.
That Brandon Bass is quick.
I like him.
Yeah, he gets back.
So is this guy. Timeout, Dallas. Chris Paul has taken this game over. And in his playoff debut, 9 assists, 28 points on 13 of 20 from the field for the league's rising star, Chris Paul. 7 minutes to go.
There it is. Hit that spin on him.
He now makes the defensive guy play in, and there it is.
Of a pass.
46 points in this half with only 1 turnover, and it was an offensive foul. They can run the clock, take valuable seconds off, and then go right here. Oh. Keep an eye on the angle of this shot.
Yeah, that was a big answer for them.
Here's Paul.
Yes! Chris Paul! You know, it's 2
Some
games
floaters from everywhere.
in the first quarter where Paul has made big jumpers for them. And again, it was just 2 football players.
26 and 15, but they haven't won in Dallas since back on January 24th.
Nasty pass.
1998 as Chandler delivers another slam. In game
That spin was exactly what he needed to do. They had no idea.
There it is, Chandler.
They went pick and roll off the elbow with
You know, Kidd's not used to getting knocked
Ooh,
out.
that's Michael Jordan. S.
From the floor, 4 points. Paul turns the corner.
Nice.
Chandler, how do you stop that?
on the play.
Nowitzki typically would shoot that shot, didn't, and turns it over.
Well, he saw the cutter coming in from the corner, but it wasn't as open as he thought.
And leads to that rest. West gives it back. Chris Paul driving. Chandler. David West. Kick out. Paul. Got it. See Chandler and Nowitzki getting tied up. Here's Paul.
Great finish. You guys met up a few times.
Paul in the first quarter. Since that time, he's 1-9, Coach. Paul.
You know what Fargo does.
Ooh,
Denied up top.
hell of a block. Over Dirk.
The Hornets.
Chris Paul, David West, both guys just willing their team to win here.
Here's Chris Paul. Good.
Quickness to have to guard him.
It's a 10-point game. With under 3 minutes ago, and Chris Paul redirects Paul. Shot clock down to 5. Chris Paul.
Dancing, crossover.
Paul pulls
Stop
back.
on a dime.
Chris Paul.
So he does not get his rhythm. Still hasn't found it.
Here's Paul banking it home.
Murray's
Paul, yes. And you saw Paul knock it away, comes up with a steal, leads the break. West with the finish. Good play by Pargo. 3-on-2.
Yeah, but that spin, ooh. Spin the ball, catch it back, spin the body, finish.
You get the idea. He was saving that move, David West. And these young New Orleans Hornets. Paul with another spectacular backcourt now with Jacques Vaughn. Paul with the steal.
Pad your stats, young fella. Pad your stats.
No, Reggie. CP3 was not a stat pattern. I don't want to hear that.
Chris Paul, 9 for 16, 26 points, 11 assists, and he is in one of those modes where he has been unstoppable right from the start. Here's Paul. Beautiful long pass for Chandler. You can see that one coming. The story, Chris Paul, 11 of 20 from the field, 30 points and 12 assists.
Antonio team that can transition, particularly with Parker. He's so good getting out and getting the lane.
Paul.
That graphic on Parker's important is he's not a high assist point guard. He's about 6 a game. He's got to score.
He turns it over. New Orleans looking to run as always. Paul. NBA. And Amado Ginobili, the 6th man of the year in the NBA, was today named 3rd team All-NBA as Chris Paul to coast. More importantly, the Hornets are up 2-0 in the series. The classic Parker teardrop from the lane. Paul again, use it with that.
Was that not a foul?
This guy's a terrific rebounder.
Was that curl?
Give him that. He's fine. Basketball is New Orleans.
Nice look away and the scoop. Beautiful.
Sit down on his shot fakes. He does a terrific job of getting that initial defender off their feet.
How about that stop?
Oh, good pass.
Defenders scurrying every which
Hell of a move.
Paul sheds him.
That's working the ball down.
Scoops it up, assist number 9 on that play. It all started with Ginobili posting up on Paul. Paul drifting away. There's an inch of open room in the lane. He'll find it. Paul again, the lob and the slam.
Explode to the rim and get close.
So Parker 23 and 9.
No.
The screen and roll, you go under, the crossover and the
No, I don't remember seeing that.
Is unbelievable.
I think play of the day is taken care of.
No.
On Center tonight.
That's top.
And Paul 27 and 8. Paul steps into the jumper. He's got Bowen defending Paul. Again the screen. Again the jumper. Out again. A monster night for David West. Oh, wow. Paul at the other end with a reverse.
Parker got picked off by. Here comes Paul. He has Peterson with him. Goes the other way. Stojakovic.
That was a good pass. He faked me out. That's Magic Johnson-esque right there. Yeah. I've seen Magic do that a lot.
Up 3 games to 1. Here's Paul with a runner. Off the side. Stojakovic on it. Here comes Paul. Back to Stojakovic. Beautifully done. The first 2 games of the series. Game 1 only 1 for 9. Here's Paul. It counts. AT&T.
I don't remember how Game 7 went down. I don't remember if it was close.
You like to have 2 days if you're a veteran.
Chris Paul has had some classic series against the San Antonio Spurs. Even with the Clippers. Win or lose.
Which games will take game. He's like, look, we're not going to stop Chris Paul. And we understand that. That's why we moved Bruce Bowen over to guard Peja Stojakovic.
Is playing him, and it is Parker.
Good move, man. That's straight. Ain't no travel, Tony Parker.
Wild elbow right there, and then the push off to Tony Parker.
Parker lost it. Here comes Paul. Beautiful ball fake, and he's
going to be a great doubleheader Monday on TNT. Paul to Chandler. I'm telling you, this guy doesn't have on red, white, and blue. I got a problem.
What's the boycott? I want to know what the boycott is.
He is the best point guard in the world right now.
My goodness.
Final seconds of the first half. Paul.
Of course.
What a hit. What a move by Chris Paul. They'll review it, but it appeared that he got it off on time.
Well, you've got to stop the basketball. And Chris Paul was going to take it all the way to the basket right here through 4 San Antonio Spurs.
Chris Paul, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic player. Fantastic player. Always under control. Always decisive. Always knowing what to do. Usually making the right play. Controlling the tempo. Making good reads. Damn good player. You know, in an alternate universe somewhere, that David Stern doesn't nix that trade to the Lakers, and we could have probably seen the greatest backcourt in the NBA of all time with Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant. I can't think in the history of the league a better backcourt than Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant had that trade went through. We could have seen that. I can't believe they nixed that trade. It wasn't even lopsided. The Lakers were losing Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, and I can't remember what else, but they were definitely losing Pau and Odom. That wasn't a lopsided trade by any means. But nowadays, they let all this other crazy stuff go through, man. I can't. And then, to piss me off even more, y'all let him go to the Clippers. I'm done, man. Shout out to all the CP3 fans out there. Shout out to Chris Paul, man. Don't know if you'll ever get a ring. You're in Golden State now, coming off the bench. I think you're coming off the bench, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, either way, ring or no ring, you're an all-time great. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for stepping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. And I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.